And welcome back.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
We'll start with this.
What is that?
You know what that is?
This is a
Invaders. Oh, Peter. Oh,
It looks like a comic book.
yeah.
Peter Pan the Vampire.
Yeah.
This
What
is
happened to
Is that a letter written on Invader Zim stationery?
That's
no. This is his
that's his logo.
production house.
Oh,
Retnarb
okay.
Studios.
Retnarb Studios.
I'm far away. I couldn't see it.
This is hey, I'm a big fan of your shows. I enjoy. I've been a fan of Geekshow since its radio days.
Wow.
When you and your friends would take over here and there. I work every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at a Wally World distribution center in northern Utah, where personal listening devices are prohibited.
I'm an idiot, and when he said Wally World, I immediately thought he worked at an amusement park.
Movie wavelength.
Yeah, my drive to and from every Monday is just long enough that I get the first half of the show and finish the second half on the way home. It's just not a good Monday for me if something prevents me from downloading the show before I leave for work. I'm happy to report that I am not that kind of geek and always will be the 9-year-old
Good.
to enjoy movies, comics, music, or whatever. Life can really suck if you let stupid things keep you from enjoying anything. Your and the boys' outlooks motivate me to make comics of my own.
Nice.
He says, the mantra, do what you love, is I'd like to know that what you think of my comic, and I'm going to give this to Leigh because he's the artist of the bunch. I'd like to have him read that. Says, you can tell us what you think, but he says that it's the motivation from the show that keeps him going.
Nice.
Did he
That's very
write
nice.
and draw the comic?
Yes.
Cool.
Nice.
Yes. So it's Gary Brentner. So
Yeah.
thank you, Gary. All right.
Which is Retnar backwards.
Thank you very much. Okay, where do we go here? I found this very interesting. This is because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wrapped up.
I still need to
God,
watch
I
the
haven't
last
watched
episode.
last
Yeah.
Good.
Go ahead, go for it.
Good finale. Oh,
Yeah.
this
You haven't
does-
watched it?
This
I
doesn't
haven't
ruin
watched it
anything.
either.
No, it's been a
last-
few weeks. I'm the douchebag that didn't catch up.
Yeah,
so
I'm one episode behind as well.
I hear some Kree showed up.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
I saw that.
And much like The Flash, it's almost like a complete reset has been pressed
Ooh.
at the end. I'll tell you that.
I hear Steve Rogers is a Hydra now. I mean, not from Hydra. He's a Hydra. He's a 7-headed dragon.
How dare they?
Well, this was our little Chloe Bennett, Daisy.
Do you know she fits sideways in a bathtub?
Really?
Really? Yo, go look at her Twitter account. She's got to be maybe 2'4".
It's amazing how they shoot that because she
because
looks.
she's sideways in the
I'm
bathtub.
going to look at her twatter.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
she doesn't have one of those. She's a robot.
Well, she was at Wizard World Des Moines a few weeks ago.
Yeah?
Q&A session.
Yeah.
And she was asked about why Avengers, like Natasha Romanoff and Steve Rogers, aren't showing up as part of the show's escalating conflict with Hive.
Try orchestrating a TV and a movie shooting schedule.
Well, you would think that
yeah.
that would be the answer that she gave.
Right.
She kind of went off script.
Oh, did she?
Oh.
Got a little pissy.
She got
Did Feige show up halfway through it and
I wouldn't.
stuff her in a bag?
Sniper dots started showing up on her chest.
They always joke about the Marvel snipers. I think in this case, if there was one, it would have done something. Because here's what she said.
She's been very vocal for about 4 months now.
Yeah.
About
Here's what she said. Because I don't know, people who make movies for Marvel, why don't you acknowledge what happens on our show? Why don't you guys ask them that? Because they don't seem to care. Oh, he wasn't kidding about her being sideways in a bathtub.
she's just tiny.
How big is this bat?
I imagine it's 2 feet wide.
Now that was pretty harsh, but then when flatly asked by a fan if she'd like to appear in the Marvel movie universe,
No.
I know what kind of an answer do you think you're going to get?
movies are dumb and
I hate those. She said she'd love to, but she says that Daisy Johnson might as well not exist. Here's what she said.
What?
The Marvel Cinematic Universe loves to pretend that everything is connected, but then they don't acknowledge our show at all.
Or Daredevil. Or,
So I would love to do that, but they don't seem too keen on that idea.
But technically, didn't in the second season of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was all about the helicarrier.
Well,
And
that
that's
was
what
that was
whole
the
thing-
red herring the entire time, is that Coulson was hiding a helicarrier.
And that was in the film.
but only right, but you wouldn't know that in the film.
yeah.
In the film, the only way that you would know is
And
if
that's-
you're watching Agents of
Well,
S.H.I.E.L.D. and
that's
go,
her
The
point.
one
Yeah.
thing they need to do is fucking finally let the Avengers know that Coulson's still alive.
Well, and even
That's the first step.
Even leading up to Winter Soldier, all of the events of Winter Soldier were telegraphed in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There are the 4 or 5 episodes leading up to the movie where they showed Hydra getting ready to take over, and you start seeing all of those clues.
Yeah.
And then the whole last part of the first season was the fallout and the repercussions from it.
I think your biggest issue, though, is that, to be quite honest, a lot of people do not watch S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But a lot more people are going to these movies, and so if you start getting involved, they're going to go, huh?
I think the smartest thing they could do for Infinity War is have just a huge fight scene a la Joss Whedon in the first Avengers movie where you see this 4 or 5 minute fight scene that goes through all the different Avengers. Do something over in New York where every single Marvel character who's appeared so far has a moment. So
I don't know if the Russos can pull that off.
oh, they can't. But I mean, but have your scene where they're fighting whatever it is that Thanos unleashes on New York or whatever the city is, and have the camera follow around the fight. And then have a rooftop battle that they fly over for a second where Daredevil and Luke Cage and Iron Fist
Jessica
and Jessica
Jones.
Jones are down there fighting for just a second. Let the shield plane fly by and zoom in on that. Do that for a moment to give everybody their due to show the connectivity.
A little bit of payoff.
But what she's talking about, I think she wants a little bit more connectivity than her just like punching somebody for 3 seconds and the camera keep moving.
I think she would like Cap to show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or she would like the new Warriors or the Secret Warriors to show up in one of the movies for a second.
Yeah.
Or even crossover on the Netflix show.
I was just going to say it.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe your first baby step is to put them in.
Yeah. Why
Netflix.
wouldn't Coulson come to investigate the weird things that are going on in Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah.
When they show up to see what some weirdo is doing in Utah, I figure they'd go to.
Don't you want to see Frank Castle and Coulson just have it out?
No, because Coulson would get killed.
Again.
Yeah, I was like, it's been done before.
One thing, though, that we do know, because Christopher Marcus, a screenwriter, says that we'll probably see the Guardians of the Galaxy in Infinity War at some point.
You'd have to. I think the Infinity War is like the homecoming.
Because as
everyone's gonna
well, he puts it simply. He says, you know who owns the gauntlet, right? You know who's in another movie whose kids are in that movie. You do the math.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's him saying, yeah, we're going to have a movie.
Did you guys talk about, maybe you did in Broken News last week, but how they described the next Thor movie?
A buddy movie?
A fucking buddy road trip movie
Yeah.
with Banner and
That's,
Thor.
I think that's great.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Midnight Run.
So you're going to not only see
super.
Hulk out, but you're going to see him bigger and badder than you've ever seen him. Yeah.
He just in his spaceship all big, like.
Hulk is Charles Grodin.
I would love to really, really like a Thor movie. I would enjoy that.
Did you not like the
always
second
enjoyed
one
the
very
Thor
much?
movies as we're leaving.
The first one I loved. The second one was.
I loved it when we were leaving.
I know.
No.
You were so smitten with
See,
it.
here's the thing, though. We've talked about this. Like, what's the best Marvel movie? And obviously, you're gonna like one more than the other, or watch more. One's more rewatchable kind of thing. But the Thor movies are probably the least ones I've watched. Them.
I think they're the most like.
I still enjoyed them, but I just have no desire to watch them again.
Well,
I
yeah,
like
okay.
Schindler's
They're
List.
on.
I'm
If
not
they're
going
on
to watch it
cable,
again.
I'll watch them.
My wife who watches Winter Soldier about once every 2 months.
Yeah.
She loves that movie. That's her favorite. She'll go back and watch the Thor movies probably once a year. But
They're not bad. It's
No,
just,
I'm not-
They're just
they're,
not.
they're endlessly entertaining, but they're
Yeah.
fantasy movies. And if you're a sci-fi guy, you're going to watch the other movies. These are fantasy movies. It's like watching Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's
So-
that, and that's my thing. Is that
Right.
I was never a fantasy guy that much.
Right, but we were so thrilled with the Dark World because of the flying longboats and the sci-fi elements like
and-
they made.
Well, and anytime I can see Loki.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. That I mean, it ended with like, holy shit! Like Loki is in charge, and we still haven't even addressed that yet. You know? So, and speaking of Loki, did you guys talk about Tom Hiddleston being Bond?
Well, dubious
I'll
sources.
believe it
on
when
that.
I see it.
Yeah, dubious sources on that.
He'd be good though.
I think he's too short.
I mean, by the time
That's what
this
lips are for.
by the time this episode comes out, we'll probably know.
Oh no, it's Idris Elba.
But,
the way it's supposed to
Oh
be.
God, I would love it.
I would love it if it was Idris Elba.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Yep.
And then there was the Gillian Anderson campaign.
Oh, the Jane Bond thing.
You know the one thing about that, we're like, why can't we have a female James Bond? I'm like, we don't even have a fucking female superhero who's like, let's take baby steps because you're jumping the gun.
I would say if you're gonna do Jane Bond, as stupid as that sound, that's a
Jamie
stupid
Bond.
sounding name.
Jamie.
If you were going to do a female Bond, then do her literally as Ian Fleming wrote Bond, a womanizing, hard-drinking asshole, as played by a woman. It would be fantastic just to see that, just to see that side of it.
I'm not against. People are like, let's have a female Bond. I'm like, how about we just have a Wonder Woman movie first, or Captain Marvel, or like just something
That's an easy setup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
Netflix
Baby
already
steps.
showed us that a woman can headline a
Sure.
superhero show. So.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Kristen Ritter says that the Netflix crossover show and the second season of Jessica Jones will shoot back to back. So
Nice.
So tired.
Right.
Defenders and Jessica Jones will shoot back to back. All right. Let's see. Jimmy,
Ah, yeah.
we're a little late, but
Sorry.
do you want to review X-Men?
Sure.
Has anyone else seen it?
No.
I saw it.
You
Did you see
did.
it?
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I
Okay.
bought tickets in the middle of the night for some reason last night.
I hate Cyclops, or I'd go.
You know what? I do hate Cyclops.
So-
I did
and I
too.
liked him in the movie, actually.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. A lot of people are comparing it to Civil War because it's
Mistake.
two Marvel movies
It's
in one
not,
month.
It's X-Men.
Right.
That's not the one. That's not the movie I want to compare it to. Here's what I'll compare it to.
What?
Is Days of Future Past.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what it
Because-
should be compared to.
That was a good one. Yeah.
It was. And so here's the thing. Brian Singer did X1 and X2, then came back and kind of helped revitalize the franchise with Days of Future Past, and everybody's really excited. Mm-hmm. But the whole story is, if you don't know it, Apocalypse was the first mutant and basically gets buried under a pyramid for thousands of years, wakes up in the 80s, resurrected, and the whole story is like, he's like, why the fuck are the humans running everything?
Yep.
And then he goes, I'm going to kill them all. And that's kind of it. And then obviously X-Men got to save the day. And it's a simplistic story. It's not very complicated.
I think that's kind of why people are hating on it. Because the story is a lot simpler than Days of Future Past.
I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not hating on it.
and I'm not
for,
either.
For that.
I liked it a lot.
I liked it, but it's time for Bryan Singer to go. It is. This movie hits every same beat as Days of Future
It does,
Past.
it does.
When
You're
your
right.
best scene again is Quicksilver fucking with people, like in slow motion and whatnot, and it's funny as shit. And I was laughing my ass off.
That's indulging in a filmmaking fetish that doesn't need to happen twice.
Yeah, but it's a great gag.
Great scene.
But you don't need to go back to the well twice and back to back. That's the problem with it. And the whole film feels very similar to Days of Future Past. So it's not that I hated it because I was enjoying it, but there's no progression as a franchise.
No, not really.
I don't think so at all.
There is an Easter egg.
I guess.
There is an Easter egg to a pretty prominent villain that could, especially with Cyclops being in the show now.
Yeah, at the very end after the
Because
credits.
if they
Which funny
really
because
are,
I read about it, but when they showed it to us, it wasn't there.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah,
That's what
like
I've read
Mr.
about.
I didn't know it
Uh-huh.
was there until I saw the movie, and then I waited and saw it, and I was like, I didn't even get the reference at first. I had to look it up, but
yeah,
once I looked,
Essex being
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister is
Yeah.
kind of
Now, here's the other thing that I have a problem with, though. Don't make your villain almighty powerful, where basically in the beginning he's like, poof, dead. Poof, dead.
Yeah.
Like he just points at him. And then when it gets into a fight, you're like, why aren't you just pointing your fingers and going,
Yeah.
poof,
Well,
dead?
that's
you know?
that's the Thanos dark side
Yeah,
apocalypse
sure.
dilemma is when you have these all powerful villains that usually were created usually by Kirby or Ditko.
Yeah.
How do you fight them?
Which is why I think it's great that we haven't seen how powerful Thanos is in the
Right,
movies. Anyway,
right.
In the movies.
I hope they don't do what they did with Apocalypse. Because the whole fight at the end, I was like, why is this even happening?
Why
Like,
why don't you just
keep-
poof them into non-existence?
I keep wondering, like in Infinity War, like Thanos is just gonna fucking murder like 5 of our favorite superheroes, and we'll just be like, oh.
Well, if they do it
what did
right,
you do?
if they do it right, that's how Infinity War 1 ends.
I was gonna
is
say,
everybody's dead.
I
and
actually
Thanos is ruling the world.
had a conversation with some friends about this just yesterday. Oh, it'd be 2 weeks ago now. But in the first Infinity Wars, the only reason Thanos loses is because he gets betrayed from within.
Yeah.
Right.
It's nothing to do with the heroes winning.
Yeah.
No,
But,
yeah.
you
You know,
and
and
you know
that's
how-
the only way someone that powerful can lose.
Yeah.
You go out on an Empire Strikes Back moment. Everybody's dead. Thanos is ruling the world, and the beginning of the second Infinity War movie is Kang the Conqueror showing up 2 hours before the battle started
That
to
would be
give them all a
cool.
little heads up.
Well,
We have to walk out of part 1 of Infinity War going like this.
Oh yeah.
Well, the filmmakers have said these two movies are very different movies, and
Yeah.
they're thinking about not doing Infinity War 1 and Infinity War 2. They're not calling them
calling
that.
them something
Yeah.
else.
One's in Japanese and the other
Yeah.
one's a silent
One's called
film.
The Road to Infinity War.
Yeah. So,
So I'm at like 3 stars.
3 stars. With
Yeah, I mean, I liked
I would
it.
agree.
You know, it just I just want Brian, and then the fact that Brian Singer's like, we're gonna do another one. It's gonna be in the '90s. I'm like, great. Like, give it to somebody else.
Couple of things about this movie. First of all, apparently Jubilee does not use her powers.
She doesn't do shit
No,
in that movie.
not in
Great.
the entire movie.
They
does-
made- they made such a
all
big
she does
deal.
is talk.
They're like her costume and everything's just like, and you're like, do anything.
Great.
Does she have her pink shorts on and everything?
Yeah.
She's complete in costume, but Brian Singer says that there will be deleted scenes in the home release.
Oh, is it going to be the Jubilee edition as opposed to the road
Yeah,
cut?
he says we have a moment where Jubilee uses her powers. You'll see on the DVD. I
just-
wanted more Jubilee, but ran out of time.
It just looks stupid as fuck, so we cut it.
Yeah, or it was going to be.
My
expensive.
powers
wanna-
is I'm sparkling.
You want to review Alice Through the Looking Glass real fast?
Yeah, we can do that.
like it says on TV, it's better than the original. Here's the thing.
That's your most quoted quote.
It's twice in 2.5 years. I'm allowed to say the same thing twice.
Get some new material, Jimmy.
Olaf says
Eat a
you've
bag
got a
of
third.
shit.
Eat a bag of shit, Jimmy Martin. Move your mouth off.
No, it's a lot of people forget that the first one actually made over $1 billion.
It was huge.
So you're gonna get a sequel, and I'll just review it fast. Anything movie that has time travel in it, you're probably already gonna warm my heart over. I don't give a shit if you're time cop or like whatever. But basically, the story is that Alice has to find out why the Mad Hatter is dying because he believes his family's still alive, and what do you call it? And she has to go back in time to find out if they are or whatnot, and then find out why the Queen of Hearts is kind of a bitch. So I enjoyed it. Tim Burton's felt like he was making Lord of the Rings and just kind of went off track, more focusing on the technology. James Bobbin more focuses on, keeps the imagery there, but also focuses more on like the quirkiness of Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. So I liked it. Is it perfect? No, by no means is it.
This one wasn't directed by Tim Burton?
No,
Nope.
it's James Bobbin who did like
know that.
His
he
fingerprints are all over it, but
Burton
yeah.
produced.
Well,
Well,
he produced it.
Yeah.
But Bobbin did like the recent Muppet movies, and so that's where you get the humor from it. He also worked with Sacha Baron Cohen a lot with like the what do you call it, Ali G and stuff like that.
explains all the poop humor.
Yep, exactly. There's tons of poop humor. No, but Sacha Baron Cohen's in it. He plays a good character at his time, and
Sacha Baron Cohen. Just before you go on, I just
Sure.
wanted. I'm sorry to derail you.
No.
But he is so good when he's in other people's movies.
Yes,
He is.
You know?
Yeah,
When
that's
he,
so true.
Sweeney Todd, Ricky Bobby. When he's given an acting job, he's great.
What was that movie about the kid that was mechanical that he was in?
Yeah.
Hugo?
Yeah, take away his film.
I forgot he was in Hugo.
He was good in that.
He was also in Les Miserables as one of
Yeah.
the gypsy grifters.
We need to take away his filmmaking privileges and just let him be in movies.
No, when you say filmmaker, are you talking about like his characters? Because I would say Borat was funny as shit.
Borat was, yeah.
I didn't like Bruno, and I'm not a huge fan of Ali G.
I loved the Ali G when it was on
Really?
HBO.
The series, yeah.
I never liked that character though. Borat,
I did.
Borat was
Because
always
he
my
so
favorite.
Stupid.
Anyway, go ahead.
Is he still doing the
But
Freddie Mercury thing?
No.
That's what I was gonna say.
No.
I keep wanting to see that. And it's,
No, the members of Queen removed him.
What?
Because he wanted to tell an interesting story.
Oh.
And the members of Queen wanted a love story,
They
too.
wanted a whitewash.
A whitewash, a praiseworthy film about Freddie. And Sacha Baron Cohen says, no, I want to make a movie about the man.
Yeah.
Flaws and all. Not,
He didn't have any flaws.
So, anyway.
So he was good. Helen Bonham Carter's great at playing a bitchy queen. So I enjoyed it. Again, it's kind of like Apocalypse. I keep teetering between 2.5 and 3, and I'm in a good mood today, so I'll say 3.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Any other movies you need to review?
I don't think I've seen anything else.
The 6th?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I haven't seen it.
We'll hit on the Comixology thing. Do you guys want to cover that this week or next week?
Can we do it next week?
Let's do it next week. I do want to give a strong recommendation for this is going to sound crazy, the season pass for Battlefront.
Oh, I have
really?
a story about
Yeah.
Battlefront.
I
here,
told you
actually.
about that
because,
a couple weeks
yeah,
ago.
I've been avoiding it.
I bought the Outer World expansion for that, and I'm like, okay, well, this will save me $10 overall if I just get the season pass.
Mm-hmm.
Spawning in the middle of a fight as Greedo is just about the most delightful thing in the world for me, because I love Greedo. He is my favorite. He is my Star Wars. He is my, he's my jam. I love Greedo, and he dies like a punk every time. He just collapses like a sack of millet. But what's great is I didn't get into Battlefront as early as you did, Jimmy. I waited until GameFly had it on sale for $12.
Well, fuck me.
No, not by any means. So it's new and fresh for me. But man, playing Greedo, is just wonderful.
I have this story here about if you thought that Battlefront was insubstantial when it was released.
Yeah,
You know who else agrees with you?
the makers of Battlefront.
The makers of
Yeah.
Battlefront.
Yeah.
This story came out. They said that we were so busy with The Force Awakens.
Yep.
It just, we were spread too thin.
Yep.
And he says we got criticized for that. Lack of single-player campaign, which was what we were
Yeah.
bitching about. That was a conscious decision. We had to make it because
Just wasn't enough time.
wasn't enough time between the Force Awakens stuff that we were doing and this.
So buy it.
Seriously, GameFly right now has a lot of the games that came out around Christmas time on super clearance because
For like $15 or less.
I got the game for $15, and they're so fast with shipping that I ordered it last Friday. I got it Monday.
Yeah.
And I bought the DLC immediately, and we've just been having a blast with it.
How much is the season pass thing?
Season pass is $50. You can buy individual chapters for $15. But the
Okay.
Jabba's Palace stuff is fantastic.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
I might have to do it.
And especially
it's
with
good
me,
stuff.
I've memorized all the maps. Like from the blueprint books.
Even though people bitched about it, we were all caught up in a Star Wars frenzy. It sold 14 million copies.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So, it was, but from the critical perspective, it was.
Well,
No,
I have to come from
the
it. From,
first couple weeks I played it, it was fucking amazing.
I also have-
but then it became like the
just
same
got-
game over and
Sure.
over again.
Exactly.
I have to
Yeah.
approach it from somebody who played the original 2 Battlefront games. You might say it's sparse. I'm going to disagree because the first 2 Battlefront games, maybe 4 maps, right?
Yeah.
This game has 4 planets. There's probably 5 or 6
Well,
maps for each planet.
When it released, it was sparse.
Yeah.
They've added,
That's what I'm saying.
I think,
Well-
3 or 4 free maps
Right.
since then,
And
and,
they're-
you've got the DLC now that you can.
And when you're
go
playing
in.
the Starfighter game and you're flying over Hoth and Slave 1 shows up, it is so funny because you watch all these dogfights going on. All these people are chasing TIE fighters with their X-Wings.
Mm-hmm.
The second Slave 1 showed up, it was like every single X-Wing forgot they were TIE fighters. And just
He says that they're going to release a sequel to the
Uh-huh.
game, and it will be, it'll play to the single player guys like
Yep,
like
it'll
me.
have a campaign and everything.
Bespin, Lando, and Dengar are coming up next in the DLC pack.
hope
and
you're
I'm
right.
on board. Oh, I know that's happening next.
All right,
AT-ATs on Bespin, man.
I've got Blu-rays.
Blu-rays and all that, and games.
Yeah.
And then I've got a final message here about how you can help somebody.
Cool. Let's see. Zootopia's out, which actually was fantastic.
I want to see it.
I just got it yesterday. If you guys want to borrow
Here's
it
the
or
thing: I was
something.
talking to a friend of mine who says, as big as this movie, because it did very well,
Yeah.
and it was well received and all that, was shocked at the lack of amount of presence in Disneyland. From the characters or the products or anything. It says you couldn't really find any Zootopia
And
anywhere.
I haven't heard any of the employees at the Sev talk about it either.
Really?
It was kind of high concept, actually.
Right.
I mean, like the previews were only that, like the funny sloths of the
Oh,
DMV thing,
right,
which
so-
was hysterical.
So like you had to pay attention to it.
Well, yeah, because it has a
Oh,
really,
well, there you go.
yeah, no, but it's got a really good message in there. So, but yeah, no, it's
the Good Dinosaur, same thing.
Yeah.
Completely buried. It was beautiful. It was a fun movie to watch. It wasn't as great as all the other Pixar, but still
Yeah.
really good.
well, it can't. The problem with the Good Dinosaurs that came out the same year as Inside Out,
Yeah.
you weren't gonna
Yeah.
outshine that thing.
Kind of hard to follow that one.
So yeah, that one's out. So yeah, it's really good. Actually, when it came in the mail, I was like, I'm genuinely excited to watch this again. So
Well, I will borrow your copy then
Sure.
and cry by myself.
there's
Really?
I don't think so.
I don't
might-
think
can I
you'll
maybe
cry
borrow
over
tonight?
this one.
Sure.
it's just
Talk to us,
parable is
publicist.
racism. That's just funny.
I'll get in touch.
Get in touch with Olaf.
I'll get in
Talk
touch
to
with Olaf.
Olaf will get you.
No, it'll be actually it'll be Good Dinosaur. I need to borrow and cry.
You can borrow that too.
All right.
Uh,
I still haven't seen it.
You know, it's kind of sad when you remember that Michael Bay can actually make a really good action movie when it's not fucking Transformers related. Because 13 Hours was actually really good because it's a 2-hour nonstop firefight.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
it's actually really good. And I was like surprised by it because I was like, oh shit, it's Michael Bay.
So that's out now.
Yeah, that's out now. You're going to like this one. A lot of people are. Rick and Morty, the complete second season on Blu-ray.
Come here. God damn it! I love that show.
Show's funny as shit.
I want someone to take that yeah exchange and turn it into like a
backbeat for a hip hop song.
or a a
ringtone?
notification
A
for your
ringtone?
ringtone or
Or when you get a text.
when you get a text.
So that's out.
God, that's got so many great episodes in it too.
Season
God.
2 is even better than the first
Yeah.
season. It
What's
was
the
so
name of the
good.
video game?
Which video game?
Where
You collect all
Pocket
the
Mortys.
no. The game they played at the virtual reality. And Morty screwed up and
Oh, I
let
can't remember.
him go back to the carpet company.
Is it Dave or Ron?
Something
Or
like
it's-
that.
It's just a
Yeah.
generic male first name.
and then Rick's playing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go without a social security number." Ha ha!
Oh, he's going off the grid. He just tore up his social security card.
Let's see. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, the director's cut, is now on Blu-ray.
The director's cut.
Nicholas Meyer's greatest movie.
I wonder what changes there would. Well, I guess I'll have to find out.
I know Leigh recommended this a couple episodes ago, but if you want to see the acting abilities of our new young Han Solo, watch the Coen Brothers' Hail Caesar, because it's actually really good.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I never saw that either.
I got that one too if you want to borrow it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, the guy that plays Han Solo is fantastic, but the movie is stolen by Channing Tatum.
He is. Really? Well, actually,
I liked the guy that played that'll play
I
young
think
Han Solo.
I think
was
young
great.
Han Solo stole it.
Yeah.
He stole the movie because he kept doing shit that you're like, oh, he's really doing lasso tricks. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the scene
Channing Tatum
with
seems
Channing
great.
Tatum and his dog.
But what's funny is that
That
when
was funny.
the trailers, I've said this 1,000 times this year. I don't know what it is about marketing and trailers because it looks like it's George Clooney's movie.
He's
it's
hardly in it.
not.
No.
It's Josh Brolin's.
Although he's got some great scenes.
Oh, the whole movie's great. and the submarine's fantastic
you
too.
got Clooney. You put him in your trailer.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
of course.
Oh, you put Clooney in his toga dealing with the socialists.
Star Trek: The Next Generation, the complete series is now on Blu-ray.
All of them.
Yep, all of them.
Wow.
They got a lot of things. Roots, the complete original series, is on Blu-ray.
From the
The old one
70s.
70s?
Yeah.
with LeVar Burton, right?
And Lorne Green.
That's right.
I just like saying Lorne Green.
Anomalisa is out. I don't know if you guys know, that's that stop motion animated movie that's but it's like adult related. Like apparently you see some graphic shit in it. And I was like, I can't imagine like having to be there like on set like every day like, and then he puts his head in her crotch and this is gonna take 4 hours.
America. Fuck yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard actually mixed things about it. And that might be Jarhead 3's coming out.
Oh well.
Jarhead 3.
I never saw 1 and 2.
Really?
Every time I hear the title Jarhead, I think it's some sort of horror movie. But this guy with a jar for a head.
Exactly.
I just think of preserves
Is
in
that
mason
Is
jars.
that not what it's
Hey
about?
Tony, I've got some preserves from the 1980s. I'm willing to sell you.
I'll take it.
Video games, please.
Okay, we got Hearts of Iron 4 on the PC.
I didn't even hear the first 3.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. There's a car racing game coming out for PS4 and Xbox One called Assetto Corsa. There's just going to move along past that one. Guilty Gear. I don't know how to say this because it's XRD, like third, but with an X.
I think that's turd.
Guilty
if
Gear
it's Chinese,
turd.
the X is pronounced as a sh.
Shurd.
Shard?
Guilty Gear Shurd. Revelator, that's for PS4 and PS3 if you like 2D fighting games.
Oh, Bill, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you like motocross, you got MXGP2.
Only if they have machine guns on the
No,
handlebars.
sorry. Just
Okay.
regular motorcycles.
Aw.
Boring.
Odin Sphere Lefthrazier. Lefthrazer?
Now you're just making
No,
shit
yeah,
up.
I
Nope,
was gonna
it's
say,
real. PS4, PS3, and Vita. Can you believe they're still making games for the PS3 sometimes?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, how many PS3s they sold?
A lot.
Like a dozen.
And an actually important game also that looks really good is the new Mirror's Edge game for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Did any of you guys play the first Mirror's Edge?
A little bit.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
Really unique. You couldn't really shoot in the game. It was all about movement, parkour, and hand-to-hand combat against oppressive regime of technologically advanced guards.
I
Oh,
imagine-
it sounds exhausting.
I imagine all
It
of
was
these
good.
games will be on sale soon because no one's doing anything but playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that comes out this week. I'm kind of excited for that one. It looks good. But speaking of Overwatch, what a great game.
It's pretty
What
tasty.
a fun multiplayer game.
That's all I'm seeing anyone talk about.
And I can't play it.
Why?
I have a really odd condition called simulator sickness. First-person shooters will actually make me vomit after
Yeah.
about
How
6
come
minutes.
you have all the weird conditions?
It's not like I have celiac or anything.
But if you're not playing Overwatch, you should give that a shot on
Can I
Xbox,
talk to the manager?
Xbox One,
Please do.
PS4, or PC.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. I've been a bachelor for the past week, so I just find random shit to
You'd
do.
love
Yeah.
Overwatch.
See, I probably would, but what I've been playing, like, and it sounds really stupid, is I've been playing all those escape the whatever, like, you know, where you it's like just point and click, and like it's like look under the dresser and you find a key and like
it's an
all
adventure.
So it's like
Yeah.
escape the bathroom, escape the library, escape
Yeah.
like that. I've been playing like 30 of them like that.
Escape the
Okay.
bathroom.
You never seen those games?
I play that every morning.
So you should pick up Overwatch and
Yeah.
remember what real games are like.
Yeah, I know. They're just point and click pieces of shit.
He's so funny when his wife's out of town.
really quickly here, we're just a reminder about the Sal Valuto fundraiser. It's
Oh, yeah.
happening this weekend, June 11th, at Dragon's Keep in Provo, Utah. So contact them about helping Sal out. We told you about it the past 3 weeks. Sal, of course, famous comic book artist. He's probably drawn something that is close to your heart. More
I'm
than
sure
likely.
he has.
Cap,
Through my heart.
Black Panther, Silver Surfer, Justice League, Phantom.
Oh, night.
1 million things. He's
Yeah,
done.
he has drawn something that you have seen, and
And you've probably bought one of his comics.
yes, and he's got some medical bills following surgery for cancer. So contact the folks at Dragon's Keep. Our friend Chad Harden will be there. A whole bunch of artists are going to be there. So get a hold of them. 260 North University Avenue in Provo, Utah, from 10 to 4 on June 11th. All right,
yeah.
I think I'm going to take the front runner.
take the front runner down.
And speaking of artists, to all of our Denver listeners, Kat and I will be at your Denver Comic Con
So will I.
next week. I think it's the 17th ish. But yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll be there. It's gonna be fun. I'm
right.
excited. You coming too?
I'm coming. I don't know how much time I'll be at the con. Might be spending some quality time in Denver.
Well,
if you know what I mean.
it is Colorado.
I'm hungry.
Get some tacos.
Oh, Jay found some good fish tacos.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
but
He also found a whole
there's this other
harmonica.
place I really like there.
Okay.
There's a lot of places. I love Denver.
I've never really hung out in Denver, so
We
excited.
need to go to what's it called? The video game place. It's the only place I play video games
Oh.
where you can drink and stuff.
Chuck E. Cheese.
No, it's like
Back in the day, that would have been right.
it's like the adult Chuck E. Cheese.
David Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Oh, they have a Dave and Buster's?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, we're
I've
going to Dave and
spent
Buster's.
$200, like over $200, trying to get tickets to buy like giant Muppets and shit.
You can buy that shit online for like nothing.
It's not. It's the fucking challenge, sir.
That's after 15 hours of skee ball, you really want.
And one of my favorite strip clubs is there too. It's called Shotgun Willie's.
Oh, there you go.
We'll have to go there too.
I have to go there and poke my head in and make sure they're not playing the Ghostbusters theme.
What are you going to poke your head in?
The door.
To make sure to listen, and they go,
Oh, okay.
because one time I was there and they were making the poor lady dance to the
You
goddamn
don't
Ghostbusters
do that to the
theme.
Ghostbusters thing.
And I walked up and said, "Hey, guy, so you know your job, right? You're supposed to play songs, and we can imagine maybe boning this girl too.
No.
Nobody's fucking to the Ghostbusters theme, and I gave him $20.
You're a
Never played
hypocrite.
again.
Because that's like our fun game when we ever went to trails. We gave more money to the DJ to play goofy ass songs.
Yeah, but not the Ghostbusters theme.
I think we did Ghostbusters.
The only person that wants to fuck to the Ghostbusters theme is Ray Parker Jr. That's
Like,
it.
that's because he gets a royalty from it.
And you know who does the fucking to the Ghostbusters theme to Ray Parker Jr. is Huey Lewis.
That's right.
Fucked that poor guy.
Did he?
I want a new
Oh
drug.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Didn't you know that every time the Ghostbusters theme is played, Huey Lewis gets money?
Why?
What? How?
Huey
that-
Lewis sued Ray Parker
Yeah, for stealing the song.
for I want a new drug.
I want a new drug.
Think about
One
it.
that won't make me sick.
They're the same beat.
Oh man.
dun.
Yeah.
Huey sued him successfully. Huey fucked Ray Parker Jr. to the Ghostbusters thing.
Well, I'd say I would
wow.
counter with Ray Parker fucked up.
and that.
No, he just got caught.
And then Vanilla Ice said, "Wow, I wish I could find a beat I could make
No,
this
because
on."
Vanilla Ice, he got away with it because he goes, "No, mine's different." It would hit dun 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 dun.
Most people didn't hear Under Pressure until that song came out.
All right. Anything before? I think we need to close this up, Mr.
No,
Burr.
I gotta get out of here. The ham took a shit in the corner.